again, thank you so much for taking time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Happy to. Kind of fun.
You recently fought in a kickboxing match for Axe Fighting over the weekend, but I couldn't find any results. How'd it go?
It was a good fight. I lost by decision, but it's a tough one. It's like lost before and I've been hurt and been just banged up, and you're like, you know how it feels when you lost. You're like, I just got outperformed. This one was a tough one. It's a good fight. I did all the things I was supposed to do. I just frustrating outcome, but it was a good fight. I love to fight, and that's why I do it. So outcome doesn't matter quite as much when that's the case.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you did all you could, and obviously at that point it's in the judge's hands. You can't really do much past that. So awesome.
Absolutely. On to the next one.
Yeah. I was trying to find your record for kickboxing online, but I couldn't find anything. What is your record in kickboxing?
Yeah, so I guess after Saturday, I am 2-1-1. So I had one kind of weird draw last fall. It was a banger and was a lot of fun. But yeah, so a handful of kickboxing fights, a ton of smokers, some Muay Thai. Kickboxing is what I wish I was doing all the time. But when it's time to get something, I'll take whatever.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I mean, you trained up at 10 Kicks with Lauren Doem and Paige Andreessen. I mean, and they're well-known fighters. How much confidence that gives you going into your fights?
Oh, tons. It's great, and especially in my gym particularly, and we just kind of fell into it, but there's so many women, and I think that there's always someone, whether you're doing kickboxing or Muay Thai or MMA or grappling, like there's so many people that are constantly competing, and I think that type of environment is so helpful to myself. Like we have one of my teammates Erica has her first MMA fight on the Redemption card in Seattle this weekend, and that's super exciting. And Paige, it's funny you mentioned Paige Andreasen, is actually my roommate as well, and won in Portland last weekend on the same night, different card. But nice. It's so exciting to be around people that are doing it all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that like Lauren and Paige, they obviously do MMA as well. Is that something that you want to venture into, or you want to stick in with the kickboxing thing?
Right now, there are only so many hours in the day, and I just know that I don't have the time to commit to doing grappling as well. And I'm like, I've got a 40-hour-a-week job. You can only do so much, but it's fun. Like right now, I said with a teammate with an MMA fight this weekend, like our classes and our gym is kind of switched for the next little bit over to more MMA focus, and I have a blast with that too. Not so much in a competitive sense, but in training, it's a blast.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. How did you get into kickboxing, and what made you ultimately decide to start competing?
I think just kind of a weird mix of things. I had a family friend that was a boxer, and it was at my uncle's like 60th birthday party, and they like, oh, you should hit up Jody, ask her about boxing. And it was I moved to Seattle to go to school, and it was the end of my freshman year of college, and took a couple classes, and throughout middle school, high school, I played mostly volleyball, but other sports. And I've kind of realized it's like, oh, I miss like the team environment of working out and someone yelling at you and holding you accountable. And so I love that. And when I moved out to Seattle more permanently, I joined what used to be a UFC gym, and had zero intention of ever competing or doing anything like that. And one of my very good friends now, Joanna Blevins, that also is still at our gym, and we had never spoken a day in our lives. So we were at the same gym all the time. She just came up and was like, hey, I'm going to do a smoker, and there's no women who spar. Would you be willing to do it with me? And I don't know what that means. She's like, just get a mouth guard. It'll be fun. And famous last words. And she was right. But eventually, I had a coach, Stanley, that's still my coach, just threw it out there. And he's like, hey, you want to do a smoker? I was like, okay, sure. Why not? Sure. And then it's addicting. I like the process of whether it's a smoker or an amateur fight or whatever discipline it is, just like the process of prepping for something, and you've got that one date in your mind for so long, and regardless, like it's such a feeling of just accomplishment afterwards, and I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any like pre-fight rituals or backstage? What's going through your head?
The more I do it, I feel like it's amazing how after, somewhere between, probably including smokers, like I've been in a competition setting close to 15 times now, and it still scares the crap out of me every time. And like, I think part of that is like cool. And I think that's part of why I keep doing it. And if it ever stops scaring me, then something's probably cracked in my head. But But for me, it's just a lot of like not letting myself get in my head too much beforehand. Like I have such a great team and we just go and goof off and listen to music and just try to forget that I'm fighting up until like, it's usually right when they're like, okay, you're on deck, and they wrap my hands and I've got all the gear on that all of a sudden I'm like, oh shoot, I actually have to get out there and fight. Like, all right, let's do it.
Right.
No crazy rituals. I feel like too much of that, then it only takes a little bit to throw me off. So I try to just enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know you just fought, but when can us fans expect to see you back in the ring?
Hopefully. I mean, honestly, I don't have a bruise on my body. If there was a fight this weekend, I would take it. So
Nice.
Hopefully very soon. I've got my name in for every promotion in the Seattle area for the next through January. So hopefully multiple things pop up, but hopefully soon. That's the goal.
Awesome. Well, would love to kind of transition to the music side of things. I know that you're a big music fan. I'm a huge music fan. You've done a lot of traveling, some by yourself, even outside of the country. What's the coolest place you visited?
Ooh, honestly, I went to Thailand last fall and was kind of it's the first time I've traveled a little bit internationally, but always with family, always like on a family vacation. And I did that trip and did like, almost zero preparation. My coach and his wife lived there and owned a gym there for close to a decade. So I met up with friends, like training friends for a few days in Bangkok, but mostly like that was a really cool moment for me to like be there in a foreign country. And like the first thing I did when I got off the plane and like figured out where I was go to a Muay Thai gym. And it was like, after 2 hours, it was like, oh yeah, you found your people, like go and walk with friends I was training with there, go fight that night. And I was like, it was just amazing how quickly that community translates and picks up. And that was a really cool one for me. Just, I got to, all I did was eat and wander and train, and those are my favorite things. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You had also put some pictures of you hanging around elephants. That's a pretty cool experience.
Oh yeah. That was one of those things that I just assumed was overrated, and it definitely was not. Like, I'm a big animal person, and that was amazing.
Yeah. So cool, man. One of these days, that's on my bucket list as well, to go hang around with elephants. But
Southeast Asia was definitely worth the trip.
Very cool. Now, I mean, it looks like, obviously, you've been to a ton of concerts. Is there a concert or a band that sticks out to you as being a favorite for you?
Ooh, probably there's a handful. I actually went last weekend with up to Vancouver, Canada. So I guess that makes me an international fan. One of my favorites is the Wonder Years, and they were doing a show up there. And I'm a big fan of the Maine. I've got a real soft spot for like Third Eye Blind or whatever, but going to see the early November next weekend. Just lots of good stuff. I grew up having to drive a few hours in either direction to go to shows. So living in a city where tours come through all the time is like still just a luxury. And I'm like, I will see it all and make it happen.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's so awesome. That's what I miss the most. I lived out in Coeur d'Alene, and when I lived in downtown Seattle, I lived there for about 3 years, and I mean, I felt like I could go to any concert on any given night, right? I mean, it was just like amazing. You just went and saw Grayscale. It seemed like a pretty cool venue. Where did you see those guys at?
So it was fun because I bought tickets for that. Big fan of that band as well. A little bit smaller, a little bit younger, but they were playing in Seattle the night that I fought. So I was like, well, I'm obviously not going to be able to go to that. And they did an acoustic show at the back of a Lululemon store in University Village in Seattle. And it was like, they let in 40 people maybe. And everyone just kind of like, you got there. I was like, is this a hoax? Like, I don't see anyone. It's weird. They have a yoga studio in the back, and they threw everyone in there and played a bunch of acoustic songs. And it was a really cool, like, I've been to shows at bowling alleys. I've been to weird acoustic things. I've been in basement shows, and I was like, this feels a little bit different, but was super cool. And gotta see a man fight that night. So hard to beat a day like that.
Yeah, no kidding at all. That's awesome. I saw the band Stained way back in 1999. They opened up for Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock in a high school auditorium. And they got 5 songs. They didn't even turn the lights on for them on stage. It was just pitch black. They came out and played their 5 heaviest songs and walked off the stage.
People give Nickelback so much crap, and I'm like, whatever. But I went to a Nickelback show back in the day. I guess I still am. I have a soft spot for Papa Roach, and Sting and Papa Roach were opening for Nickelback. So I was like, I'll totally go to that.
Right?
It's a good one.
I saw Nickelback play at the EMP back in 2003.
I interned there for a while. EMP is this cool space too. So
Is it? Yeah, that was my hangout spot because I was living downtown, right?
yeah, and my music taste too is I have two older brothers, and my oldest brother, when I was 7 or 8 years old, was like just Good Charlotte's first like self-titled album and
Sure.
Hybrid Theory were like just on repeat. Like years of my childhood, and I was
Right.
like, yeah, this is where it's at. And it's changed a little bit, but basically I just grew into those same like genres and
Yeah.
everything. The new pop-ups in that same area. So
Right.
yeah, early Linkin Park is still good. I like went on a road trip a few weeks ago, and it's like all we're gonna listen to is Metamora and Hybrid Theory.
Yes, absolutely. That's so awesome. Sarah, I also want to give you an opportunity just to give a shout out to coaches, teammates, sponsors, anybody like that. The floor is yours.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am blessed to have so many great people around me. But yeah, like I said, congratulations to my roommate, Paige Andreasen, with a big first round submission win last weekend in Portland. I just had my teammate Erica is getting ready to fight this weekend in her first MMA fight, which is super exciting. We've got a whole bunch of people in my gym getting ready to do their first smoker, so just really excited for them. My coach, always favorite person, Stanley Fan, and just the whole team at 10 Kicks has just been I don't know, like it's weird. If you had asked me 5 years ago, I wouldn't have told you that I would be doing any of this, and like it has really just become my family and my community and like my favorite place to be. And I've got always just so much support from one of my sponsors is Women of Combat, and Nancy over with them. It just is doing really amazing stuff for women in combat sports, whether it's grappling or boxing or MMA, just like all across. And they do so much to support us and be there for us. So I'm really grateful for them as well.
That's awesome. Well, it was an honor to talk with you, Sarah. I'm looking forward to seeing you back in that ring, and thank you for the awesome music conversation. Most people can't have that conversation with me, but I love it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you so much for hanging around. Really appreciate it. If you'd like to see more videos from Top Rated MMA and the Bearded Biz Show, please click the playlist and also hit subscribe to our channel. Become part of the Top Rated MMA and Bearded Biz community. We would really appreciate your support. Also, please leave a comment below. I will read and respond to all of them. Thank you so much. Have an awesome day.